Okay, this is how meditation changed my life, plain and simple. So a little backstory first. Growing up, I've always been a high achiever. I always sort of did everything I was supposed to and then some. So in high school, I got really good grades, pretty much straight A's. I joined clubs. I even made my own iPhone apps. I had a stellar college application. I got into a great college. In college, I was also a high achiever. I got amazing grades. During college, I even built my own YouTube channel to 100,000 subscribers. I was making a lot of money. I was super successful, super popular, super well liked. I checked all the boxes and more, and I was still super unhappy. I was still super socially anxious. I still had a lot of confusion about what I wanted to do with my work and what I wanted to do with my life and who I was. It felt like there was some integral part that was missing, and I just didn't feel good mentally. When I heard about meditation, I was like, okay, that's not for me. Like, I got all these problems I'm working with. I gotta solve these problems. That's how I'm gonna be happy. Maybe I need to move apartments. Maybe I need to not have roommates anymore. Maybe I need to have a new girlfriend. I was trying to manipulate the world out there, solve all my problems so I could have the perfect situation that would finally bring me the fulfillment that all of these checkboxes I already checked didn't bring me. But my desperation was growing. And then, serendipitously, my friend Chad Caruso suggested I try meditating. Now, I thought meditation was reserved for monks and people who want to renounce the whole world and not have friends and not have relationships and not do anything. So when Chad Caruso, a fellow skateboarder, a fellow content creator, recommended that I try meditation, something opened in my mind. I was like, what? I didn't know skaters could meditate, okay? That was 4 years ago. I've been meditating since then. This meditation practice has changed my life. It's flipped my perspective on so many things in such a beautiful way. Why am I making this video? Because I want to be your Chad Caruso. I want to be the friend who opens your mind to trying this practice because it's really powerful. Okay, what is meditation exactly? Meditation is the practice of training yourself to focus on the thing that you want to focus on. That's it, plain and simple. When you meditate, you're training your mind to focus on one object. Okay, so you can actually choose a whole host of meditation objects, but an extremely common one to start with is the breath. It's kind of like working a muscle. Like if you imagine a bicep curl, you're working that muscle of your bicep so that it can get stronger. The muscle that we're practicing is our muscle of focus. Meditation is not emptying the mind. This is a big one that held me back from trying meditation because my mind was so active. When I heard that meditation was about making your mind completely still, having no thoughts, I was like, okay, meditation's not for me. That's impossible. But that's not what meditation is. Again, meditation is training yourself to focus on one object such as the breath. So it's okay if thoughts are going by. Actually, when you get distracted and you notice that you've been distracted, moving back to the breath that's actually when you're doing a rep, right? So it's not a failure if you get distracted 100 times because that means you did 100 reps in that 10-minute session. Okay, and if you're new to hearing this, your reaction might be something like, okay, that sounds so simple and boring. Why would I do that? Why would you meditate? What are the benefits of meditation? So our mind is like a runaway train and it's dragging us around like a rag doll. I'm freaking out about my career. I gotta get a new girlfriend. I don't know if I want to be a skate YouTuber anymore. Maybe I need to live in a new apartment. All these things, and the mind is just going absolutely nuts all the time, 24/7. It is chaos in there. It's actually worse than that. So many of these fearful thoughts that we have running through our mind, so many of these anxieties that we have running through our mind, they're not even our own thoughts. So many of these thoughts were implanted into us by our parents, by our society, by our school teachers, by our friends, yet we're listening to them and we're giving them so much weight, and we might feel intuitively that we want to go in a certain direction with our lives, but our parents' voice is here, and our teacher's voice is here, and our friend's voice is here, and the society's voice is here, and we lose ourselves. We're clouded with other people's ideas about how to be happy, how we should live our lives, what we should be doing in each moment. Now, the practice of meditation, 10 minutes a day, sitting down, training this muscle of returning your focus to the breath. No matter how crazy the thought gets and you're like, oh my God, I need to figure this out, then it's like, wait, I'm not on the breath anymore. Let me come back to the breath. What's happening is you're regarding all these fears and narratives and anxieties as distractions. And what are you really coming back to when you come back to the breath? You're coming back to yourself. You practice. You just keep practicing, and eventually this practice will start to bloom into this flower. What is it that grows from this practice? It's you. It's you beyond what anyone else's voice has taught you. It's just your pure self. Meditation is a sacred time to tune into yourself, to let everything else go, and to protect you from getting so wrapped up in all this fear and anxiety, which 99% of the time comes from someone else's voice, someone else's opinion, someone else's idea about how you should live. Okay, and I want to give you an example with a journey that I'm working with right now. I'm on this journey of trying to be more authentic on social media, on YouTube. I'm trying to share what I really want to share in this life with the world. I want to share the art that's coming out of my heart. But so often when I have something to share, I start to doubt myself. I start to think people might think that's crazy. My audience might not like that. The algorithm might not like that. What's the common trend with all those doubts? It's someone else's opinion, the algorithm, the audience. So in meditation, I can disregard those narratives for a moment, come back to the breath, and over time this confidence starts to grow about, oh, what do I want? I want to share this thing. So I gain courage over time and practice to share what I want to share. And you're actually watching that blossom with this very YouTube video. The courage I have to share it and post it, no matter what anyone else might think. This is a blossoming of my meditation practice. And with time and practice, you will experience similar blossomings. And yes, all of this just from focusing on the breath. Again, meditation is you're training yourself to focus on the thing that you intend to focus on. Okay, so over time, you actually begin to strengthen your ability to focus on creating the life that you want to create. Instead of the life that your parents want you to create, that society wants you to create, you start to tune into your own voice, your own heart, your own intuition, and you start to be able to focus on building the life that you want to live. A happy life, a fulfilling life, a creative life, a loving life, etc., etc. That's everything. That is plenty. But if you do want to go deeper, I just have 2 suggestions for you. The resource I want to recommend is this book, The Mind Illuminated by John Yates. If you are resonating with my explanation of meditation and you want to go super nerd out on it, this book outlines the 9 stages of meditation that you'll progress through. It tells you exactly how to sit, how to focus, what to do if you get this type of distraction and this type of distraction, and what to do if it gets boring and dull. For anything that might happen in your meditation, it will tell you, like, what do you do if this and this and this. Last thing, if you want to go deeper, it helps a lot to meditate in community. I do guided meditations over Zoom with my Patreon community once a week on Tuesday evenings at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That schedule might change over time, so people who have a conflict can join, but it's really great to meditate in community, to be guided through different meditations, and to be able to ask questions and discuss as a group. So I invite you to join that. The Patreon link is down in the description. And I think that's it. Meditation is truly a foundational practice in my life that has helped me see my problems more clearly and certainly overcome those problems, but not necessarily in the way that I expected them to. I'm so happy to be able to share it with you. If you have any questions, comments, holler at me. I hope you enjoy this video. I'll see you next week.